arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Starting off on Lijiang Tower, Brick Squad on your left. The blue team, the only girl going Mercy, Hypertube Killer on Zenyatta, Kyle Gunner going Diva, SNK on Zarya. Hopefully we'll see him play a little bit of Reaper in this game. Savuki, who just missed out on the 1v1 final, dropping to the Jealous on McCree. Had some very solid McCree rounds. Definitely go check that out on the Twitch channel if you haven't gotten to see that yet. And E10 going Fair, looking to Pharmacy combo with the only girl. Or the red team, TBD on your right. The Economy going Junkrat, Dirty Jockey on Symmetra, Tectonia going Diva, Leonidas on Zenyatta, Cheeky going Lucio. Now switching Mercy, it's probably a good switch. Cheeky plays a very solid Mercy, and Spartan Wells on Winston. I think Dirty Jockey just switched to Tracer as well, so we'll see how that comes out. Neither team with the Lucio, looking to come straight to main, both with the Pharah. Watching that bridge side, hoping not to get booped off the edge. Actually, I'll take that back. Brick Squad going back middle, and looks like TBD just content to go straight to point, and we'll try and position there a little bit early to prevent the approach from Brick Squad, but zoning them out pretty well. The Winston Shield coming down to prevent a lot of damage coming through main. Control point about to open about 4 seconds. And again, just TBD in a very good spot. Now Leonidas falling early, Dirty Jockey falling as well, and the Mercies for either side not able to res him. Actually, I take that back. Cheeky taking up Leonidas, but the Economy falling inside. Kyle Gunner going at him back. That'll be a little bit of a disadvantage for the attacking Brick Squad, but not a lot of purchase on the point just yet. They are staying really closely together. Now they are giving the kill to need E10 with a few in the feed and taking down the rest of TBD. E10 getting a good res from the only girl, and then taking down Tectonio to pay back the favorite Brick Squad with the members on the point. We'll take this, and Cheeky will just dive off to regroup with the rest of the team. Brick Squad a little bit tentative coming in at first, but attacked well, focused fire, and we're able to take down TBD, who set up pretty well on the point, and now just looking for opportunities to come back in. You see E10 and Hypertube Killer on fire. Pretty close to ults as well. E10 about 10% away. They'll be able to use that for the next fight. The Economy, however, for the other side, TBD about 90% as well. Cheeky will have a Valkyrie for this next team fight. Dirty Jockey should be able to pop in and initiate with a full spawn ideally. Actually coming in quickly, taking down the only girl, so they won't have that available to them. Savuki will take down Dirty Jockey, but definitely a less significant pick for them. Not having the only girl will make this next engage pretty difficult, but they do have the 2 ults from Civ and E10 to fall back on to try and defend with. But again, CBD coming in pretty quickly here with a few. Now, it won't really matter for them. Kyle Gunner getting a couple kills in the feed as well, able to take down the Spartan Wells. And now Cheeky falling as well, Tectonio falling, and TBD just does not have the numbers to maintain this push. They do have ults, however, but Brick Squad creeping up about 45% on the point. Think TBD will have to do a little bit here to kind of start earning some percentage of their own. Waiting for the rest of their team to respawn, you expect that. Be able to come with a good grouped up team fight. Tectonia trying to get a little bit of damage in around the side, a little bit of poke damage, try and build up that ult. About 84% of the self-destruct. Could use that to initiate on the next fight. The Riptire coming out from the Economy. I don't know if it's connected just yet. We'll wait for it to see if it gets any result. Does come into the backline, is able to take, or actually Hypertube Killer is able to take that down, so not as much value out of that as they would have liked. Going off with the High Noon, is able to get out Spartan Wells, even though Tectonio did come in with the defense matrix, not able to catch it. Now Tectonio gets a good kill on Hypertube Killer, rezzed immediately from the only girl, so it won't be too significant for them. And now the only girl going Valkyrie, just keeping the rest of Brick Squad alive on the point, and the attack once again breaking down for TBD. Now 88, 89%. The Primal Rage coming out from Spartan Wills, but not as effective as they'd like to be. The grab from SNK grabs 3, and the self-destruct combine will wipe the rest of this team, and I don't know if they'll be able to contest it off the overtime. They'll have to take that back. Overtime meter does go off. No one really able to get into the point, but you expect Dirty Jockey and Tracer to try and make it a little bit difficult. Not able to get in. Kyle Gunner will take him down, and Brick Squad with a 100-0 win on Lijiang to start.
Score 1-0.
I think both teams in that first round grouped up well, and fought pretty well, but I think that early battle, obviously on some of these control points, especially with tight entry points like the last one did, it's a little bit difficult for the attacking team to gain any ground if they're just not coming in as tightly as the team defending. So I think Brick Squad able to position themselves well, got onto point early, and then just didn't have to do a lot to maintain it, able to defend really well and use their ultimates effectively. We saw a few of the ults come from TBD not really get as much value out of those as I think they would have liked. So looking to this next point, I think ult economy is probably the thing we'll have to switch up the most. But now coming in early, it seems like TBD's coming through the middle a little bit. The Junkrat there, the economy going over the top early and getting punished for it. So if you can take him down, now it's a 5v6 coming into the point. And again, TBD will be in a difficult position. Shiki trying to come in for that res, Civ aware of it, ready for it, and takes him down. The economy then falling shortly thereafter. It's a triple feed for Civ in the feed. And I think Brick Squad will effectively be able to wrap this up as soon as Tectonio drops on Reaper, using the Wraith to try and get in a better position. Does want to feed ults and may just jump off the side, but the entire Brick Squad team wiping him effectively, and they will earn percentage on the point. Civ already 72% to a high noon, Kyle Gunner 76% to that self-destruct, and really kind of asserting their authority right now. In a good position to just take this round outright with a 2-0 win. We'll see if TBD can come back in and make it difficult for them. Dirty Jockey switching off of Tracer, going McCree to get a little bit more damage in, probably to take down E10, who's been a difficult to contest with on the fair. That's exactly how that goes down. Dirty Jockey taking him down, Civ making him pay for it. But still, just looks like TBD losing members. They're not really able to get into a good pivot into the point, and looks like Brick Squad's kind of staggering them well, so they'll have to regroup a little bit if they want to come back in. Cheeky's Valkyrie could help them with this next engagement, but Civ's Deadeye will make it difficult. She'll have to get into a good position to prevent getting picked. Again, though, just it looks like Brick Squad's zoning well in and around the point. TBD getting a good kill on SNK, res immediately. Only Girl will now use the Valkyrie. The Deadeye comes out from Sivuki and takes on Spartan Wells, who's res immediately. E10 with the Rocket Barrage able to take down Dirty Jockey, but that's also res now. Both res is down for the Mercies. Dirty Jockey will come back in with another high noon and take down Hypertoad Killer, but once again res from the Only Girl. So a lot of these kills not really sticking for either side. TBD now getting a good double, taking down E10, Dirty Jockey grabbing one as well, and this may be the push that TBD needs to get into the point. Already 71% gone. A good shatter coming in from the economy who switched to Reinhardt, but not as effective as maybe they'd like it to be. They also say that Leonidas taking down SNK, the economy wrapping up the Only Girl, and now it looks like TBD may have the members on the point to take this back. A good stall coming in from Brick Squad. Civ thinks about it but does back off, and now with 87% gone to the point, TBD finally getting a little bit of progress and will cap. So now it's just a matter of them defending well. They didn't have to use all their ults to do so. SNK still has a grab they'll have to be aware of, but everything else is still pretty far away, relatively speaking. Leonidas does have the self-destruct Spartan Wills to the Primal Raids to try and knock some people back off the point, and hopefully they'll be able to hold on this for a while if they're responsible with their ults. Cheeky pretty close to a Valkyrie, and now Spartan Wells using that Primal Raids to try and cause some problems. The Only Girl getting pinned there with a shot in from the economy and just ripping apart this attack from Brick Squad. Defending the point well, actually kind of pushing into the spawn a little bit. I like this aggressive defense from TBD, sitting a little bit further out the point. So we'll have to be aware of the back gap potential, but I think they're in a good spot right now. Still 40% or so to the point. They have a long way to go, bit of a hill to climb to get back to level terms with Brick Squad. We'll see how they do. Kyle Gunner maybe caught a little bit out of position, does go out of mech, and that could be costly for them if Diva does fall. She does there, so now that's a 5v6 for the defense in a really good position. It gets a good shatter, picks up 4, but then drops immediately. The economy benefiting from the Valkyrie, from Shiki, rezzed immediately, coming back into the fight. Dirty Jockey taking down E10, and once again, things kind of going TBD's way as this fight starts to break out. Really, Brick Squad nowhere near touching the point, and as it comes up 60-70%, they're in a good position. They'll have to be aware, though, about 4 or 5 ults now as Kyle Gunner and the Only Girl pick up their ults as well for Brick Squad. So on this next engagement, not a lot to work with. TBD doesn't really have a lot of ults rather to work with. Now the grab comes in from SNK and grabs quite a few. A good Deadeye from Dirty Jockey will pick up 3. And that may be the end of this defense as SNK kind of pivots back to point. Spartan Wells will contest him a little bit. They're about even on percentage right now in the mid to high 80s. Now the economy coming in to join his fellow tank for TBD, and I think they do have the numbers to hold on to this. SNK may back off there, and they'll be looking for a good contest. SNK comes back in. Not a lot of room to work with here. 95% gone to the point, with the rest of his team now joining Kyle Gunner and the Only Girl coming in, Civ as well. E10, the entire Brick Squad team looking to break up this fight. A good self-destruct from Leonidas, though, from TBD will effectively take down E10 and Civ, and that could be really really beneficial for them coming to this fight. Spartan Wells gets res, so now TBD, I believe, is a 64 on the point. E10 going down, and a good Death Blossom from Tectonio could effectively wrap this up. Looks like Hypertoad Killer coming in with a fantastic Transcendence to defend against the Death Blossom, but he does pick up 2 before he's able to really benefit from it. Everybody else drops, and TBD with a fantastic response coming back on the Zhang to tie up this game 1-1. Playoffs starting exactly like I think we wanted them to, with 2 teams coming out and really duking it out. And Brick Squad looked very dominant on that first round, winning 100-0, and then coming out to high 80s. I believe they had 89% on the point before TBD were able to flip that back. And yeah, just impressive response again up against the wall, and able to hold on to the point and tie this game up to force the 3rd round. Now all to play for in the what will be, I think, just a marathon game for these playoffs. Like I said, longer format this time, so if these teams go back and forth in the series like they do on Lijiang here, we could be in for a treat. Now coming high mid, looks like TBD rather trying to take a little bit of high ground. The Orisa switch, E10 going from Pharah to Orisa. This is kind of a difficult map to play Pharah on without those his high ceilings, but doesn't really have a lot of space to work with. The point's a little bit more confined, so I like the switch there and just needs a little bit more damage. Civ also switching off McGree to Soldier SNK, now switching to Reaper. That's kind of a natural main for him, so we'll see how he does there. Brick Squad, I think, with the numbers to kind of make this attack. You see them all positioned behind E10 shield, and they will capture this point very quickly. Leonidas, Cheeky, Dirty Jockey falling in the feed. And just a good push, I think, from Brick Squad, again, to position themselves well, like we saw on the first point. And defending well. So we'll see if TBD can come back in like they did before. Dirty Jockey's now switched to Tracer. The economy staying on the Reinhardt that I think was incredibly effective for them on the last point. Now Spartan Wells also switching to Roadhog. And getting an early pick. Kyle Gunner in a difficult spot now. Does get behind Orisa's shield, and Spartan Wells will actually pay for it. Got a good hook to begin with, but then pushed in a little bit, maybe too far, and E10 was able to pick him up. Reds immediately, though, Cheeky coming in to help keep him solvent. Now the Valkyrie coming out from Cheeky as well. Again, just trying to keep this fight going. SNK with the Death Blossom, and will combine for a few in the feed. Civ helping him out with the Tactical Visor will effectively end this push. Hypertoad Killer with maybe an ambitious Transcendence there. I think the fight was gone, and they'll be maybe frustrated not to have that for the next fight, but I think they'll be in a good position. E10 is pretty close to a Supercharger, which will help. The only girl has a Valkyrie coming up pretty soon, and Kyle Gunner now with the Self-Destruct. So they're in a good position, 55% of the point gone for them, and not a lot really to contend against from TBD. They're in, they've got maybe the Self-Destruct to initiate here and a little bit from Leonidas, but other than that, nothing coming too quickly as Spartan Wells falls the second closest. Kyle Gunner doesn't really connect with that Self-Destruct. He does res Spartan Wells once again, so they'll be trying to come back into point. Tectonio in a difficult spot here from D.Va, but I think he'll be okay. The Self-Destruct now coming in from Leonidas does pick up SNK, which could be helpful for them. However, the only girl reses it immediately to keep them solvent on the point, and I think she may be in Valkyrie right now. And Brick Squad looked very authoritative rather on the point, not really being contended with too much. E10 again with the Supercharger will be able to use that for the final fight. SNK, who's seen use the Death Blossom so effectively at the end of games, has that available as well. Does use it here, and maybe tries to pick up Spartan Wells, who's able to heal straight through it. Answers with a Whole Hog, who's very low right now. He may be able to get the kill here. Actually, SNK will raid the way, get a health pack, and see who wins that fight. It looks like SNK is able to take down Spartan Wells, and now the contest on the point. Brick Squad in a good position. I think we hear a Bastion. The economy now switching Bastion, just trying to get a little bit more damage and system point, but doesn't have a shield to hide behind. Drops pretty quickly. Kyle Gunner taking him out. Most of Brick Squad on fire, and they will wrap up the first point on Lijiang.
Play of the game.
TBD showing they have a little bit of fight coming back in that second round to make it interesting in the third. Brick Squad wrapping up pretty cleanly there, and it'll be TBD picking a hybrid map when we come back. Now into the second game. Again, we need 3 wins to advance to the final. Brick Squad off to a good start, winning on Lijon, taking the first map 100-0. TB coming back, making it interesting and forcing the third round. Brick Squad then wrapping up pretty comprehensively. And we'll wait for the second map pick rather from TBD. It is a hybrid. Again, if you're just joining us, the change in the playoff system is it does take 3 wins to advance, not just a best of 3 like we were playing during the regular season. And there's an order to things. The second map will be a hybrid followed by a payload map. Fourth map will be a 2CP if necessary, and then another control point for the fifth, and presumably tiebreaker match if we get to that point. So while we wait for the map pick from TBD, just again sponsored by Casual Game of the Season. Also, we just wrapped up the 1v1 tournaments last Sunday. If you didn't get to catch that, the semifinals and finals are on the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel. Definitely go check those out. Savuki from this game was in, and actually Dirty Jockey, where they faced off in a semifinal game. Incredibly entertaining, and went right down to the wire. And then the final between Savuki and the Jealous, definitely worth watching if you get a chance to get over there. And check that out. Again, we've also uploaded all of the season games we streamed this season, or the league games rather we streamed this season, to the YouTube channel, so you can go and look that up as well if you haven't got them on the Twitch. Looks like the second map will be Numbani coming in from TVD, so we'll see how they do there. We don't see a lot of Numbani in the league play, so I'm excited to see how this plays out, but we'll get that queued up for you and be started shortly. It looks like we have the readies from both captains, so we'll get started here on Numbani.
Traveling to Numbani.
Coming out on Numbani, looks like Brick Squad will be defending first. In the blue team there, the only girl going Mercy once again, third F Funk Boy swapping in this game. I believe for Hyper Toad Killer. It looks like it coming in as Zarya plays a spectacular Zarya, so I'll be excited to see that. Kyle Gunner going Orisa, filling out the second tank role. SNK on Ana. See him play a solid Ana throughout the season. Sif once again going Soldier, E10 going Roadhog in a triple tank formation. From Brick Squad. Don't see the triple tank as often as I'd like, so I do like to see it here. And a good spot to do it, good defense. For the attack, the economy still undecided. Dirty Jockey, though, going Tracer. Now the economy going Reinhardt. I think that was a good switch for them on Li Zhang and ended up being beneficial, so I'd like to see that here. Tectonio going Soldier, Leonidas on Diva. Cheeky also going Ana, so we'll see how he faces off against SNK as far as effectiveness, rather. Spartan Wells going Mercy. I like the flexibility from both teams, able to change with their comps pretty significantly from the Li Zhang game, so it's a little bit different shape to each team. Looks like the silhouettes, obviously we can see them, but the defense cannot. Coming with the Lucio here, Cheeky switching Lucio instead of Ana, and able to get the point very quickly. It looks like Brick Squad still taking the high point, not really worried about the contest here, but they just sit on the point, a third already gone, and I think they're disappointed to have already given up 60% of the point. Brick Squad, it didn't have anybody fall on the point, just kind of let them earn that without even really contesting too much. I'm kind of surprised to see that from them, but still now contesting 60% or so, maybe 59% gone. A bio grenade rather coming in from Ana and making it difficult. E10 there, taking Leonidas out of Max. Spartan Wells dropping as well, so now won't have the healing of the resist on point. And again, it looks like as the rest of the members of TBD fall here, still a good push for them. Obviously, they'll take a lot away from that. That even if they don't get anything further, they've got the percentage they can work with on the defense. So, not saying that they won't. Obviously, they have a lot of time to do so, but already getting a tick has got to be a positive from them after falling on Li Zhang. Cheeky getting a little bit staggered there, though, falling late, and now Tectonia will just jump off the side to try and respawn with the rest of the team. I think Dirty Jockey and Tracer will be able to get back. Not in a terrible position per se. The economy with a shatter could use that here pretty quickly. Dirty Jockey now picking up a pulse bomb. He'll probably use that to engage Leonidas, not far away from a self-destruct. But for the defense, Kyle Gunner sitting there with his supercharger, and SNK ready to nano whomever. It could be E10 who's ready with a whole hog as well. So we'll have to see how they come in with this next engage. SNK dropping early, that's a good pick for TBD, able to come in and grab SNK, so now they've got the advantage on the point. A good shatter coming in from the economy, able to take down Savuki, and SNK's the only one able to res from the only girl, unless she pops a Valkyrie. Does do it there and is able to pick up Civ. E10 wrapping up Spartan well, so they won't have the opportunity to use already used the Valkyrie, I believe, but won't have an opportunity to have the healing on the points. Tectonia and the economy falling. This fight looks like it may be shutting down here for TBD. They may have to re-engage. Not a lot of ults to use for Brick Squad, though. Still with the supercharge the Kyle Gunners had for a bit now, and Civ's tactical visor. Nothing really to speak of until they get the self-destruct, or rather the once again, SK getting staggered on Lucio. That's going to be difficult, but again, he's pretty close to a sound barrier. Actually does have one. Or rather, I'm thinking Cheeky on Lucio for TBD, rather, will be able to engage here with about 95% or so once they get that sound barrier, and that could be helpful. But again, a lot to contend with. The supercharger and the tactical visor from the defense could make it difficult. Tectonio falling pretty quickly there, able to take down third eye Funk Boy, but the rest of his team falling around him. Cheeky getting res, Spartan was falling, the economy unresable. But Civ falling without being able to use the, I said to use the tactical visor, was able to get that off, but didn't really connect with this as much as maybe he wanted to, but now getting res, so could be available for this next fight. And again, TBD not able to get as much progress on the point as they would have liked. I think that initial push for them is going to be, again, just even more valuable the further this fight goes on. They're going to keep Leonidas alive, a little bit to stagger him. Kyle Gunner finally does take him down as the economy comes in with a fire strike. But they'll have to wait for that respawn, and only 50 seconds on the clock. Again, that initial progress on the point will very well could be significant for them if their defense holds strong. They're able to perform the full hold against Brick Squad, but right now just coming in looking to get this as quickly as possible and get to the payload section, have a little bit more time to make it difficult for Brick Squad to equal what they have. But again, 30 seconds now only left on the clock. Dirty Jockey's Pulse Bomb really going to speak of, but Tectonia will have a Death Blossom Cure Destroy that he used very effectively on Lijiang in the second round. So now the grab coming in from Third Eye. The Death Blossom comes out from Tectonia, but I think he was actually trapped in the Graviton, so not able to do too much with it. However, E10 and Kyle kind of combining well in the feed to take down the members of Point, or the members of TBD rather, and that may be it for them. Brick Squad again holding well, and I don't think anybody will be able to contest this point before the overtime meter ticks down. Brick Squad, or rather E10, coming in with the whole hog to try and prevent any additional push. The overtime meter is falling shortly. He does get a good pick there on the Economy, who's now low on health, but does have Cheeky with him there. Won't be enough that will fall, but now Cheeky able to come in, just maneuverable with Elusive to try and stall as long as possible. Supercharger finally coming out from Kyle Gunner, able to bolster the rest of this team, and I think actually E10 may have pulled the Economy back onto the point to keep that overtime meter running. It is still full, just waiting for the rest of the contest to come down from TBD. They're falling shortly here. Leonidas finally dropping out of mech, and the pilot dropping as well, but now the only hope, Dirty Jockey on Tracer trying to stay alive and stay on the point, but I think SNK will take him down. The overtime meter fires down. And a pretty good hold there from Brick Squad on defense, but again, that's 59% gone, taken very early in the fight. Or TBD will be something they can hold on to. They know that it won't at the very least be a draw, and they have something they can defend for the win. But a bit of a hill to climb. Brick Squad, once they got into a groove and settled in onto the point, they were pretty dominant in their defense, and TBD didn't really get too close to it afterwards. But again, 60% or so that they can use to take something away from this game and tie up the series. Comp shaping up for either side. The defense, TBD coming out, the Economy on a Symmetra. I like the pick here. Simtorb defense with Cheeky filling out the Torbjorn. Spartan going Mercy, and a shield tank from Tectonio to keep that turret alive. Leonidas on Roadhog, Dirty Jockey on Soldier. I like this defense from them. We'll see if it helps. We'll be able to counter E10 on the Pharah. Civ once again feeling a little bit better on the Soldier than McCree. SNK going Lucio. Has shown a pretty diverse skill set so far. I think he's played probably 3 or 4 heroes. Kyle Gunner going Orisa. Third Eye on Zarya, the only girl again on Mercy. Torb turret pushed there by the spawn entrance. I'm sure they'll see it here pretty quickly, but always good to get that ult charge early. All to play for here. You definitely don't want to be in a 2-game hole if you're TBD, so looking to defend well here and keep Brick Squad at bay. Though it could prove difficult. Brick Squad coming into this game again with a very solid record, doing well in the regular season and taking just about no prisoners. So TBD with a bit of a hill to climb, but like we've seen on Lijiang, they have the ability to beat this team, so we'll see what they do. Symmetra turrets in this central area. Kyle Gunner very aware of them, not able to see those silhouettes, we're just looking for them, keeping an eye out, and I don't think a lot of charge coming in for the Economy. About 60% or so will be able to earn the teleporter very quickly. Actually has already earned it, able to use a little bit more of that shield damage or damage coming in, and you see taking down SNK in the feed there, and again immediately having the teleporter for defense cannot be bigger in this situation. Civ falling, actually I guess he switched to Roadhog, but Rez immediately then able to take down Dirty Jockey. Cheeky falling as well. Now the defense kind of falling apart here for TBD, and they could be in a difficult spot if they lose one more. Spartan Wills, however, counteracting or maybe stopping the bleeding a little bit by picking Cheeky back up. Leonidas taking down Civ, so now things may be balancing out for the defense. Coming into the point, looking at ult Economy, Leonidas does have a whole hog, could use it here pretty quickly. Cheeky, 93% to a Molten Core, and again could just kind of keep this attack at bay, but they don't want to be too enthusiastic about their ults because they won't have them later on. E10 will take down Leonidas. I don't think that whole hog was maybe as effective as he would have liked it to be, and now the Valkyrie coming out from the Only Girl will help this attack continue coming into point. But it looks like TBD's holding up well, and there's no ult percentage or no point percentage gone for them just yet. I think Dirty Jockey using the Tactical Visor will be able to pick up Kyle Gunner, and the economy wrapping up SNK as well, and a very strong defense so far from TBD. And that was a very long fight. Took about maybe 2 minutes or so off the clock, so there'll be ults to come back in for sure, but in a pretty good spot so far. I think they'll take a lot of positives from that initial fight. The economy was able to earn that teleporter very quickly, which helped them just kind of stay bolstered on the point. And yeah, it looks like they may be able to, again, they've got a lot of percentage that they have to defend, and in a good position so far. Looking at ults building up for the attack, though, SNK could engage with the Sound Barrier. E10 does have a Rocket Barrage. Third Eye Funk Boy very close to it. Graviton, they've used that combo in the past very effectively. And Kyle Gunner's Supercharger, again, they've just got a lot of tools at their disposal if they use them well coming to this point. Kyle Gunner looks like he was just about to go down. Tectonia almost able to take down his opposite Orisa, but then the Sound Barrier from SNK effectively saved that for them. Tectonio falling, the Valkyrie coming out from Spartan Wells will pick up Tectonio. I think Valkyrie's out. Or as I said, that only girl looks like she's about 50% away still. E10 with a massive Rocket Barrage, taking down 3 combined with Civ's Whole Hog. That will take down most of TBD, but however, Spartan will still alive, able to pick up Tectonio to try and keep this defense going. E10, again, just taking down everybody in sight. And SNK making it difficult to hit, but no percentage really earned just yet, and only 60 seconds left for them. So if the stall stays up long enough from the economy and the rest of TBD, they'll be able to hold on to this defense. And now another Whole Hog coming in from Leonidas, but gets pulled by Savuki and falls. Dirty Jockey falling as well, and I don't know if they'll have the numbers to maintain this defense. Tectonia the only one by himself, and as he falls, the entire Brick Squad team starting to earn a little bit of percentage. Only 40 seconds left, and not a moment too soon. SNK using a Sound Barrier there to try and keep the team strong, but it looks like it will be a win for Brick Squad, going up 2-0, and TBD in a tough spot going into the third round.
Play of the game.
Team up for special attack.
Resistance neutralized.
And Civ influential in that game for them, again switching off the McCree very early on. Li Zhang has played Soldier ever since, and got some clutch kills, but really the entire Brick Squad team just playing really well together. We've seen SNK with some flexibility, Kyle kind of playing a few tanks as well, getting cards there, and playing well. So we'll see what TBD decides for this third round. It will be a payload map, so we'll get that pick from them and be back shortly. Now Brick Squad with a commanding 2-0 lead over TBD. The next map, if they do take it, will be their win. Will be on to the finals against the winner of the Valkyrie and Beats by Lucio game. Yeah, in a really good spot right now. Looking to punch the ticket. We'll see if TBD comes back with something on this payload, and again can force that fourth round and trying to perform the reverse sweep to take this game. Looks like the pick from them will be Route 66, a favorite of mine, and we'll see if they can change with the comp enough or do something different to break down this Brick Squad team. It's just really shown that they play well together, and it's kind of a difficult nut to crack, so to speak, but we'll get that map set for you and be back shortly. looks like both teams are ready, so we'll get started. But wanted to remind you that Season 3 is on its way. We've got details that will be coming out shortly, so make sure if you're not a part of the league, you can go onto the website OWXLeague.com and sign up either as a free agent or as a full team. I've got a lot of information coming in, so definitely join the Discord as well so you can stay up to date with everything OWXL. And yeah, again, check out the website for the rest of the playoff schedule as we get those games to you. And once again, switch over to tab over rather on Twitch to check out the 1v1 tournament conclusion of that again. Pretty exciting. So again, I think both teams ready, so we'll get that started. Let's go to Route 66. All to play for the looks like Brick Squad is the attacking team coming up first. So again, all to play for in this third round for TBD, looking to take something out of this game and get the win here, the force of the fourth match, give them an opportunity to reverse sweep for the win. But again, a bit of a hill to climb. Brick Squad has been playing well, so and they're in pole position to punch that ticket to the final. So we'll see. Got for us here. Comps coming out, the economy going Soldier for the defense, Dirty Jockey on Sombra. This is a good Sombra map. Tectonia looking to get it picks early as Widowmaker. Leonidas on Diva. Once again, Cheeky going Mercy. Spartan Wells filling out as the second tank on Reinhardt. For the attack, the only girl for Brick Squad going Mercy. Third Eye, once again on Zarya. Kyle Gunner on Orisa. SNK now switching Zenyatta. I think that's the fourth support he's played this game. Third or fourth. Civ on Tracer and E10 again on Pharah. Pretty stout come from them. We'll see how they attack this payload.
Attack commencing.
Tectonio on the Widowmaker looking to get shots in early. May have a shot on E10 trying to take it, but is damage boosted and could make it difficult. I think he's seen there pretty early. While to find a new place to set up, but doesn't have the same kind of line of sight for the attack. Nobody falling just yet for either side. Nobody wanted to commit too early. And the defense can tend to sit back a little bit, but now Civ picks up the first kill on the economy, and that will be the initiation the rest of the need. But now in a tough spot, Dirty Jockey trying to make it hard for Civ, but is able to get the win there on him, and Dirty Jockey falls. The economy getting res, but Tectonio falling, Cheeky falling as well, and the attack rolling over the defense as they come in around the corner. A bit of a contest coming in from the rest of TBD, but Leonidas and Spartan Wells falling, and now the payload moving a little bit further forward past Big Girls will be a regroup here. For the defense, E10 and the only girl in this pharmacy combo making it difficult for the attack to come back into point, just firing rockets down that stretch. And I think the economy will have to do something about this fair. They did go double hit scan. Tectonio now switching as well to try and take care of E10, which has been really difficult for them to contest with throughout, I think, this entire game. E10 just sticking fair and again just causing problems for them. Getting res there, SNK, that will be a helpful pull for them. Pretty close to Transcendence, so hoping to bolster the rest of the defense, but looks like TBD here in a pretty good spot. But now Dirty Jockey, the economy falling, and once again not able to do nearly as much as maybe they would have liked. But maybe getting a few kills. E10 and Civ starting to cause some problems. But Leonidas now taking down the pesky Civ once again, or rather now the payload will finally stop. E10 in a rough spot as well. The short respawns coming in for the attack though will give them reinforcements as I believe Kyle Gunner drops down the supercharger and keeps the attack going. The shield from Kyle Gunner will block that shatter coming in from I think it was Spartan Wills that used that. Looked like a shatter came in and wasn't able to really catch anybody, but E10 getting a good double and feed the economy, and Spartan Wells falling, and the rest of this attack coming down with force, trying to push the payload into the checkpoint. It looks like they're making a little bit of progress. It's getting here pretty close. Nobody's going to be able to contest, and yeah, with 4 minutes now added from the time bank, they've got a good position here hitting this 8 checkpoint. Spartan Wells set up already on the corner, waiting for this attack to come in, and just getting damage in early is Third Eye trying to build that grab about 70% or so towards it, and Civ with the Pulse Bomb could be looking to combo, but the barrage from E10 also a possibility, and again they've used that pretty well. The defense from TBD has a few ults to work with as well. The economy could use that tactical visor here pretty soon, and the self-destructor, or really any of these DPS ults could be helpful. I have another Pulse Bomb on Spartan Wells, will fall, drop him immediately, but he does get picked up there from Cheeky. Tectonia will answer with a Deadeye kill on SNK, and again the defense in a pretty okay spot here, but allowing the payload to push a little further forward. Spartan Wells are slowly backing off, and they're just steadily pushing it forward. Third Eye will come in with a grab and try and build a little bit of charge and get this grab in. Is able to, it's like, pick up a couple, and looks like Leonidas will take down 2 there. With the self-destruct rather, including Third Eye Funk Boy, Dirty Jockey now picking him up. So, sorry about that, guys. It looks like the defense will hold well, then the attack will come back in and push, and it seems like a little bit of a, almost like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, in that the attack still is pushing steadily further forward, and again with ults here, including the Transcendence to defend against anything that TBD might throw at them. Brick Squad looking to continue pushing into the 3rd checkpoint. Civ sitting in behind, just trying to cause some problems, and again build the rest of that Pulse Bomb, about 72% or so to it. And just a Valkyrie for Cheeky, but now falling, so that won't even be helpful for them. The barrage coming in from E10 picks up 3, and the Transcendence, I believe, from SNK, just to keep the rest of the team alive. But I think they were in a good position there with a triple kill from E10. Resing Third Eye will keep the rest of this attack pretty strong, and now they're trying to push the payload a little bit further forward. Cheeky, again, falling early in that fight, not able to use the Valkyrie to keep the defense strong, and so they fell there pretty quickly. Third Eye will take down the economy early, so it is already a 5v6 coming to this next fight. I think they'll be able to cap this B checkpoint pretty easily. And they will take that there with 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Not a lot of room left to go, and TBD will have to be responsible about how they use their ults. They do have 3 now. The Shadow coming back for Spartan Wells and Dirty Jockey. Cheeky combining with 2 support ults they could use. The Shadow coming in from Spartan Wells looks like did connect a little bit. They're getting a few kills. The only girl falling, Kyle Gunner as well. And now Civ falling, and it looks like the defense actually is able to hold them back a little bit. Not that it's not surprised, but it's something that they just got the kills they needed in that last fight. The economy back to the Junkrat that he played early in the Lijiang game, trying his best against E10. That was a difficult matchup for him on Lijiang. He ended up switching, and I think that was a better switch. But trying the Junkrat, seeing if that is the key to winning this fight. They do have 4 ults, but I feel like they're not really content to use them. Now Cheeky using the res there on the economy, and isn't Valkyrie now. The only girl will follow there behind to keep the rest of her attack strong. The Graviton coming in from Third Eye will pick up quite a few, and E10 will wrap up with a fantastic triple kill in the feed. Cheeky finally taking him down, but the Valkyrie from the only girl will bring him back, and again the attack looking like they have all the progress coming to the point, or coming into the final checkpoint. Still 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, and nothing looking like it could slow them down rather at this point. That's the defense coming back in to contest. Spartan Wheels charging in pretty early, but in a tough spot between Kyle Gunner and Third Eye Funk Boy. The self-destruct coming in from, I believe that's Leonidas. It does grab Kyle Gunner. That'll be helpful for them as they have the short respawn in this 3rd checkpoint. SNK will just use the Transcendence to keep the rest of this attack alive. Spartan Wheels swing in with his hammer, not able to take down anybody just yet. And yeah, it looks like just Dirty Jockey on Tracer, but the rest of the defense coming back in. Leonidas looking for a mech, and Tectonio now switching to Genji to try and keep the stall alive. But I think Third Eye and the Only Girl, the only ones for the attack. They're going to get staggered here if they don't drop off. But the Only Girl actually with the res able to pick up Third Eye. They're just not focusing her down as well as they ought to. But now Tectonio finally wrapping that up, and Third Eye falling as well. Still a minute and 30 on the clock. Not a lot of space to go, rather, for the payload for the attack. So again, this could be difficult, but there's going to be time to earn ults. I think they've got time for a few fights if they do them responsibly. But yeah, Brick Squad only close to the pulse bomb, and I think Dirty Jockey about there as well. The shadow can come in from Spartan Wells, but for the most part, the defense is set up well here. And obviously, you want to see TBD as a neutral just come in and defend well here and have an opportunity to outright win this game without having to do another attack, going to third and fourth rounds. But still a lot to do in this fight. There's 50 seconds left on the clock, and they're sitting in an okay spot. Now 3 ults. The economy with a Riptire could use that. Cheeky very close to a Valkyrie. Spartan Wells with a Shatter, and Dirty Jockey in the back causing problems with the Pulse. Only the Rocket Rush from E10 to contest with, and E10 falling there from Tectonia. That's a big kill for them. They won't have those ults to worry about. But I think enough time for one more team fight for the attack. It looks like they are backing off a little bit, just waiting for that final full team fight and not wanting to commit bodies too early, because if they fall and stagger, they could be disadvantaged coming into the final fight. So the Pulse Bomb coming in from Dirty Jockey, beating a fantastic double on the Only Girl and Civ. That can be incredibly essential for them coming in. They won't have those reses. The Only Girl probably would have earned a Valkyrie, depending how long this fight went on. The Transcendence coming in from SNK a little early, and Tectonio seeing his opportunity to use the Dragon Strike, taking down SNK before falling. E10 going down as well. Cheeky will rest Tectonio. It's a good spot for the defense as Leonidas comes in with the self-destruct, but everybody off the point. And now only 2 points gone for Brick Squad. An opportunity for TBD to come back and win this game outright, pushing all the way to get the 3 on Route 66.
Switching sides.
An incredible defense from TBD, a little bend, don't break. Lost the fights necessary on the way to the final checkpoint, but we're able to stall well with the short respawn and have an opportunity now to, like I said, win this game and force the fourth and kind of make the series a little bit more interesting. However, Brick Squad with a very good attack and now the opportunity to defend well, like we saw them do on Lijiang, and then defend well on Numbani on that point, preventing the TBD push to payload. So we'll see how they do. Brick Squad, again, a very strong team coming into this series, so we do win TBD too. I really want them to be able to win this game and force that fourth map. But we'll see how this plays out. They know that backs up against the wall, they have everything to play for in this round, and would hate to drop out of the playoffs a 3-0 defeat. So we'll see how they do. Leonidas going Lucio again, just to give them a little bit stronger or maybe a quicker, more mobile attack. Cheeky again on the Mercy. Spartan Wells going Reinhardt. Tectonio on Orisa. Dirty Jockey on Soldier, and the economy going Bastion. See how that comp pans out or how long he stays on Bastion. That could be a difficult proposition. Interesting that they would go Bastion, having seen E10 play fair so often, but E10's not going fair this time. I don't know if they could have known that, but we'll see if Bastion does run into some difficulty. For the defense, the Only Girl on Mercy, Third Eye once again on Zarya, Kyle Gunnar, Orisa, SMK going Zenyatta, Civ switching back to McCree for the first time since Lijiang, and E10 on Junkrat. Like we just mentioned, sitting up on Big Girls, not taking any damage from spawn. Generally a pretty calm position, and they know they have the room to work with, having pushed as far as it did, so it may not be an issue. A good halt there from Tectonio will try and get a little bit of damage in, and again, no one falling just yet. The payload pushing around the front of the gas station, and make a little bit of an advantage for the defense. The economy doesn't really have room to set up, but maybe now, as he's just waiting for members to drop off the point, you see him sitting there below the gas station. Dirty Jockey will fall first. A good double from E10 will pick up both supports and effectively end the push for TBD that just built that Riptire incredibly quickly. Picks up a spectacular double, and Brick Squad holding well right off the bat, just waiting to the last possible second to drop off that gas station. Came in and single ult, wiped the team. I guess essentially ended the fight, not quite wiped the team. The economy getting staggered there. Third Eye Funkboy able to take him down. I'm not sure where he was set up, but again, without a shield to sit behind could be in a difficult spot. Spartan Wells now switching to Winston. The economy does switch off the Bastion to go Junkrat and see if he can cause more problems there. Wasn't able to build up the ult with Bastion, but I like the early switch, recognizing if something's not working and going back. Now getting stacked a little bit. You see Tectonio and Leonidas falling, and Dirty Jockey trying to back off a little bit, but you worry that the attack will kind of get too caught up in contesting and forget to team up and try and get a good push in. But Spartan was kind of slowing things down, sitting back with Cheeky, who does have a Valkyrie that could use that for this next engagement. The economy sitting back, and now Tectonio joining them. They'll come in for another solid push, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. So a little bit of time to work with, but they'll want to start making some progress to have enough in the bank. The high noon from Tabuki, however, will again end the fight as Leonidas Cheeky fall. The economy again, and Spartan Wells falling. Tectonio going out of mech, and just look at the kill feed. Civ helping light it up for the red team Brick Squad here, and this defense looks pretty impenetrable right now.
My ultimate is charging. Move up with me. Form up.
Once again, TBD looking for this attack, grouping up behind Spartan Wells and Tectonio, coming in to the payload, trying to get a little bit more progress with the defense once again setting up on the gas station, trying to take that high ground. Spartan Wells now trying to knock them off and maybe make some of their defense a little bit more difficult. Coming in, the only goal getting 2 reses, looks like SNK and E10 falling there early via the economy. And actually they were res and then taken down by him. So, and then taking down the only girls. The economy coming in and helping this attack push a little bit further forward. Cheeky getting good res on Dirty Jockey. Now it looks like the defense will fall. Third Eye Funk Boy, the last to go for Brick Squad, and finally the payload moving with only 60 seconds left. Hopefully they can push into this A checkpoint, but obviously a lot of room to work with for Brick Squad. Again, they've got 4 ults, pretty close to a 5th. Civ's about to get another Deadeye, and they'll be able to use all of those in what effectively could be the final fight with the short respawn that the attack has. So I think they maybe didn't want to use any ults in the previous fight, knew that they would have one more fight before the checkpoint. I think that's exactly how it went down, as E10 goes with the Junkrat tire, able to pick up Spartan Wells and Leonidas, but Spartan Wells at least 1 rest for them to keep them a little bit stronger on the point. The only girl will not be here for this next engagement though, so that could be significant. E10 falling as well. Now a few kills coming in for the attack on TBD. Looks like this contest is still going on, but this is going to be the last fight, absolutely. And again, TBD just needing everything to get onto the point. Try and force the checkpoint, get a little bit more time, knowing that the playoff hopes are on the line, or rather finals hopes. But again, the defense from Brick Squad back up to a good spot. The Graviton's going to come in from Third Eye Funk Boy and effectively trap this entire team. But now the Primal Rage coming out from Spartan Wells to try and keep this contest alive. But if they know they get off the payload, the overtime meter could shoot down immediately and they'll lose all hope of reaching the finals. But now Third Eye Funk Boy, the only one left for the defense. A good attack coming in. They are able to push to the checkpoint, and getting 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Got to be a sigh of relief for the attack, but a long way to push for them still. Getting the kills there against all the ults that Brick Squad had, and again up against the wall, able to get that team fight win.
Piece of cake. Great, let's keep it moving.
It looks tough for them for a while, but able to get the kills in. I think Cheeky, or rather the only girl falling early in that fight, was significant, not able to keep the team alive. She's a very solid Mercy, and generally just incredible support at keeping Civ and the rest of the DPSers, Third Eye Funk Boy, E10 alive, and keeping that team strong. So her dropping pretty early, I think, was the turning point for that fight, and so now they'll have to do it all over again on point B. A minute 45 left, but all the momentum going for TBD right now, trying to get the kills in the economy, dropping Third Eye Funk Boy, and now Valkyrie up for Cheeky as well. And maybe able to use that. Dirty Jockey's got a pulse bomb in the economy with a Riptire that he's used so effectively throughout this game, and now going in on SNK, which if he gets this other support, keeping them staggered will make it difficult for the defense, and making a lot of progress towards this beach checkpoint already. They're very close. I think probably a team fight away from being able to take it. The economy getting E10 his counter Junkrat in the feed there with the Junkrat tire, and Civ falling as well. Everything kind of going TBD's way as they drop the rest of these Brick Squad members. 2 tanks, however, still duking it out. Gunner now falling, and Third Eye Funk Boy will follow closely behind, so they may be able to stall here, but Tectonio will stagger SNK as well, and this payload looks like it may be able to get to the beach checkpoint. They'll get a little bit more time. That'll be incredibly helpful for them. Now with 2.5 minutes left, they just have the point at which Brick Squad were stopped right before the end of the point, but if they do get it all the way in a full push, they'll win this game and force the 3rd round. the aggressive defense like we saw when they took that second point on Lijiang from TBD, looking to get kills in early and stagger the supports. And I think they've done that pretty effectively so far. However, it's E10 this time getting the better of the economy. Dirty Jockey falling as well. They'll have a little bit of room to work with, but those 2 kills effectively end this team fight. They can't really engage with a 4v6, but as it stands, they'll take the room that Brick Squad's giving them. They've got room to come around the corner, which definitely a pretty good choke spot. I'm kind of surprised the Brick Squad's sitting as far back as they are, letting this payload kind of creep up on them, and some room to work with. TBD have 4, now 5 ults as Leonidas picks up the sound barrier, but another 3 ults to contend with, and a Graviton on the way from Third Eye Funk Boy. So this fight, we'll see who decides to use their ults first. The only girl will use the Valkyrie there to try and keep the team alive, but then a double tire from E10 getting cheeky and Tectonio, and then the high noon from Civ. I think they used all of their ults there, and it's a little worrisome. Obviously, they have the room to come back and defend once this next fight breaks out, but only 70 seconds on the clock, and still 3 ults now for TBD. Definitely advantage in the ult economy. Third Eye Funk Boy will have a grab soon, but nothing really to work with it, and they'll have. It's like Dirty Jockey used the pulse bomb, don't think I'm connected. The economy will have a rip tire that again gets used so effectively. Spartan Wells will be able to contest that primal rage, and Leonidas has a sound barrier to keep everyone alive. Spartan Wells already going in, getting Civ, and then using the primal rage again just to push everyone back off the point. The payload's still moving uncontested. They may be able to get this in with time on the clock. The sound barrier coming in from Leonidas again just to keep this attack going, but a clutch grab from I believe that's Third Eye Funk Boy, able to grab a couple Spartan Wells, cheeky Tectonio, effectively ending that attack, and it looks really good for TBD for a second there until that grab came in, and just essential for Brick Squad to maintain this defense. But now 24 seconds on the clock, effectively the last team fight definitely of this round, possibly of the game, if TBD are not able to push it all the way through. They do have the Valkyrie and still the economy's rip tire available to work with, and I think the economy just looking for a good opportunity to get in behind and initiate with that rip tire, but hasn't quite found it yet. Time ticking down, 8 seconds left on the clock. He's going to use the rip tire. We'll see if he's able to find anybody coming in from behind. I don't think they see him. Civ could be a big target. Decides to avoid him. Comes straight back in. Doesn't really be able to find anybody just yet. Isn't able to get anybody, and that's a big miss for them. They needed that to be able to come back in. The only girl, Regs Hile Runner, who just went down cheeky now, grabbing E10 in the feed, but then falling himself. Tectonio getting a few with the Dragon Blade. The overtime meter taking down. They'll have to be sure they stay on the point. If they fall off, the overtime meter will drop down immediately, and they'll effectively lose this fight, knowing that they need to get this win to get into the finals, or at least try and force that 4th round. But still, a few members on the point looking solid for them. SMK, Third Eye Funk Boy, and Kyle Gunner falling in the feed. TBD will got so close to this, and it looks like the only girl coming back in to keep contesting. E10 just trying to knock off as many members as possible, but surrounded by TBD attackers, and the overtime meter almost dropping down. They're getting off the point a little bit too far away from them. They will push him off, and now they do get the 3rd point. TBD taking round 3, force round 4 on Route 56. Coming down from an overtime cap on the A checkpoint to being able to push all the way to the end in overtime is just a spectacular feat for them. Surprised TBD was able to get that, but just bolster that attack and use their ults well towards the end. I think definitely the ult economy for them a little bit more, just a little bit more responsible towards that last section there. A lot of good opportunities for Brick Squad to come in and just wipe that if they were a little bit better about their ult usage, but used them all in a few fights, and it came back to bite them. So congratulations to TBD. We'll see what the 2CP pick is from Brick Squad coming into the 4th round, and we'll be back with you shortly. An incredible win for TBD on Route 66. just that overtime push there at the end, using their ults, wiping the team, and just the stall from E10 and the only girl not enough to keep the defense on the point. TBD with the win there on Route 66 and pulling one back. Definitely not wanting to go down in the semifinals. A 3-0 defeat and showing they came to play. So the fourth map pick again will be a 2CP coming in from Brick Squad. We'll see what they decide, and that's you as soon as both teams are ready. To remind you again, we are sponsored this season by Casual Gamer. That's limited edition designs made for true fans of the game. You can check that out on Instagram at casual_gamer or at his website, casualgamer.us. A lot of really cool custom faceplates, skins for Xbox and peripherals. Designs you can't find anywhere else. And yeah, really reasonably priced. If you are on our Discord, we have till send out coupons apparently also as well, just codes you can enter in for some percentages off. So if you're not on our Discord, get in there so you can keep an eye out for that. And like I said, go check out that content. Really cool stuff over there. But we'll get the pick from Brick Squad and we'll have the fourth round for you in just a second. Right, and a substitution coming in. Hypertoad Killer coming back into the game this time, replacing SNK coming out, so they won't have that support Reaper main. Third Eye Funk Boy staying in the original swap there, unchanged for TBD, and we are going to Hanamura next. Again, this is a first to 3, so TBD looking to get a second win here to tie the series and go to 5. Brick Squad looking to wrap it up and go to the finals against the winner of the Beats by Lucio and Valkyrie game. So I think we've got the readies from both captains, so we'll be started here for let's go to Hanamura.
Traveling to Hanamura.
2CP's a little rare. We don't often see them in league play. We do I'm sure you're all familiar, the OW draft method, and a lot of teams will pick the 2CPs pretty early on. Just generally a difficult game to play. It's a bit of a grind, and you can't quite be as aggressive as I think you can on other maps. So, interesting that we were able to get to the 4th round to see how these teams contest with this map pick. I do like Hanamura. I think it's a good pick. And lesser of 4 evils, so to speak, as far as the 2CPs go. Brick Squad coming out defending first. We saw a strong defense from them at Nubani. We'll see if they can keep it up here on Hanamura. The only girl going Mercy. 3rd at Funkboy on Torbjorn. Using Kyle Gunner's shield there on Orisa, Hyper Toad Killer, who just subbed in, coming in as Zenyatta like for like from SNK, and Safuki coming in, or rather playing Soldier, E10 going Roadhog. Good switch there. The attack, the economy. Going Mercy, Dirty Jockey on Tracer, Tectonio trying Widow again. Leonidas on Diva. Cheeky switching off support going Winston. Spartan Wells now switching off tank and going support on Zenyatta. Swaps for either side. 3rd at Funkboy falling. Res immediately from the only girl to keep that defense solvent. Dirty Jockey, however, going down from Safuki, and that'll be disadvantaged. But now Hyper Toad Killer falling via Tectonio's sniper rifle on the other side. So now a 5v5 coming out back into point. But again, the attack will have the shorter respawn and the bit of an advantage. It's like a contest on the point, but not a lot of progress earned yet for TBD coming in, trying to make it difficult. Again, the economy going in to get the res on Cheeky, but then falling via 3rd at Funkboy, who I think was waiting for that res to come in. Kills going either side once more, but it looks like actually the attack might be in a better position. E10 looking to kind of keep himself alive. Leonidas and Spartan Wells the only ones to contest with back on the point. That turret ineffective, largely sitting there in the back, and Spartan Wells actually may fall because of it, but sitting up in the corner and not really shooting onto the point too much, so the attack was able to come in and wrap this up pretty easily. Only about maybe a minute 15 seconds or so off the clock, able to get quite a bit in the time bank. 6:45 coming into attack B, no ults used. So a really positive push there from TBD, and again they need this win to force the 5th round, and the 5th round tiebreaker after falling 2-0. So be exciting for them to pull this back and try and pull off the reverse sweep. We'd be in for a treat for that 5th round, but a lot to do here as it's looking to take the 2nd round. Tectonio getting a kill on Hyper Toad Killer. Civ answering back with Spartan Wells, Funkboy falling, but then Hyper Toad Killer getting res, so the defense will still have 5 on the point and the short respawn to help them. The tactical advisor coming in from Civ will pick up Tectonio and the economy. He's looking for more and hasn't found anything just yet. The looks like the attack just kind of wrapping up here. Yeah, looks like defense able to clean the rest of those attackers off. And I think that was a pretty good initial push for them. Not able to earn any percentage on the point, and a lot of time left. Leonidas now getting staggered as Baby Diva from Kyle Gunner. That's kind of a difficult stagger that we'll have to contend with. But still 3 ults on that side. Actually 4 once Cheeky gets the Primal Rage here pretty soon. Dirty Jockey with a Pulse Bomb. Yeah, really 5 ults for TBD. Now as Dirty Jockey falls, that'll be a difficult 6v5 engagement for them. I don't know if they'll decide to pursue, but a lot of the ults still building for the defense. Obviously, the attack can't really know that. TBD's not too aware of where the ult charges are from the other side, but they really want to push in here pretty quickly, as they do have a significant advantage. Brick Squad holding up on the high point, trying to catch the attack off guard. Spartan Wells, or rather Cheeky, not really worried about it, going directly in the point. The Transcendence coming out from Spartan Wells just to help the rest disengage. The defense will wait a second before coming back in, but now I think a Valkyrie popped from, or rather not, yeah, the Valkyrie from the only girl coming in. The economy waiting to hold on to a 3rd at Funko and make him pay for not using it sooner. Both supports going down as the economy and Spartan Wells fall. Leonidas answers back, taking down Hyper Toad and Kyle Gunner with a fantastic Diva Bomb. Only girl will res Hyper Toad to keep the defense solvent on the point. Tectonio falling via Safuki, picks up another on Cheeky, and again the defense holding well as E10 wraps up the rest of this clear out with the whole hog. 2 ults still sitting in the bank for the defense. Kyle Gunner's Primal Rage and Hyper Toad Killer will have another Transcendence to defend against the really anything that the attack tries to throw at them. Tectonio thought about going Genji, decides to go Reaper instead. Dirty Jockey can come back with a Pulse Bomb shortly, in the economy with a Valkyrie unused in that last fight to engage. Pretty even right now. 4 minutes and a lot of time to work with for the attack. They don't have to rush in too quickly and can wait for the rest of the team to come back. We'll try the right side. They came main last time and were disadvantaged by the defense sitting on the high ground, so they'll look to assert themselves on the high ground and get some kills before they push in a point. Getting 2 immediately. Kyle Gunner falling. Tectonio doing work immediately on But Dirty Jockey grabbing that pulse bomb on Civ and answering one more Hyper Toad killer. The only girl can only res one and does so on Hyper Toad killer. Third Eye Funk falling, and the only girl as well. A lot of kills down for the defense. Now the attack pushing in with a plum. E10 trying to cause some problems, but not close to an ult. It could be in a tough spot. Civ tries to use a tactical visor, but against Cheeky Shield, it will do basically nothing. Kyle Gunner, the only one really trying to defend right now. Able to use the Primal Rage to keep the rest of the stall going as the defense comes back in. Cheeky now completely by himself as they were able to stall that long enough to get the kills they needed and still not able to earn a tick. The attack went in very aggressively, got some kills early on and pushed into point, just not able to earn that tick. Good stall coming in. I think that was a clutch Primal Rage from Kyle Gunner just to allow the rest of his team to come back in and clean up the attack after they'd used those ults. One thing to be aware of though, Tectonio able to build all the way just about to a Death Blossom for this next fight, and he's been able to use those pretty effectively throughout this game. Dirty Jockey with another pulse bomb tries to connect there and will pick up another 2. Hyper Toad killer and Civ going down. Hyper Toad then rezzed by the only girl, but who will use the Transcendence just to kind of help his team against the attack. Is going to be coming in again pretty aggressively. The turret falls immediately and Hyper Toad killer dropping once more. The only girl again, the support's going down. Now the attack I think in a much better spot as Kyle Gunner falls after having switched to Orisa. Civ trying to defend as long as possible, but does fall. E10 coming in as well, but all by himself trying to heal, but I think they'll focus him down. The Transcendence from Spartan Wills will prevent really any damage coming in. Really any defenders rather coming in. Leonidas using the self-destruct there just to clear out the rest of the defense. The only girl switched to Lucio to try and be a little bit more mobile on the point, but falls immediately. Kyle Gunner again falling. Civ with a biotic field again, just try and stall a little bit longer. And actually starting to get a few kills. Cheeky and Spartan Wills falling. Cheeky res there from the economy and about 30% away from a Valkyrie. That could be really helpful if they're able to build that. But again, members coming back in for the defense. E10 coming in, Civ, defending for Brick Squad here all by himself. Kyle Gunner still sitting on the point. They're starting to get the kills in Tectonio and the economy, the only ones left on point as the rest of the defense comes back in. And this may be a strong hold for them. As I say, the economy pops a Valkyrie there, but really no one to res and not in a great position to do so. Actually, Cheeky coming back in, able to grab him and trying to keep him alive. I think Spartan Wells alive as well. Actually now falling, taking Helix Rocket to the face, Civ taking down both supports, grabbing the economy as well. And a better push though for the attack to be sure, up to 89%. We saw them take a significant percentage on Nubani and not quite able to hold it, but a little bit further now and still time to try and take this second point before their time runs out. Looking at ults, not a lot for either side. Brick Squad will have the Transcendence from Hyper Toad here shortly. E10's got a self-destruct on the way. Kyle Gunner can once again contest with the Primal Rage like he did so well a moment ago. Dirty Jockey with a pulse could combine maybe with Cheeky's Earth Shatter, but they've got some time to build ults here, about 60 seconds ago, but no reason to be too hasty just yet. All attacking again. That top right side has been really effective for them, so they're trying to do that once more behind Cheeky's gigantic Tango Shield. The defense hold up just as effectively though. E10 then taking down Tectonio, res immediately, so both reses down. The cooldowns will be in effect for both Mercies, and nobody again falling. The fight breaking out a little bit high, a little bit low. Kyle Gunner using the Primal Rage earlier than he did last time, just trying to end this fight before it really starts, but Civ taking down Spartan Wills means that the attack is now in a tough spot, looking to get that Transcendence out of the way before using the Tactical Visor and grabbing Dirty Jockey. Kyle Gunner adds another on Cheeky, now Tectonio falling, and the attack breaking down for TBD currently. They have time to maybe pull back a little bit and come back in with ults. They'll have, I think, 5 once Leonidas picks up this self-destruct to come in for the final fight. At the same time, Brick Squad with 4 ults of their own after having used Tactical Visor and Primal Rage in that last fight. But yeah, just going to be an all-out brawl here towards the end, but 89%, 89.7% for the attack earned so far, so they'll be able to take quite a few positives from this match and know that they can defend well. The Transcendence coming in from Hyper Toad Killer will effectively negate Tectonio's Death Blossom. The Shadow coming in from Cheeky will cause some problems though. The self-destruct, however, taken down, not able to get that shield in time. Another self-destruct coming in from Leonidas, but the Valkyries coming out from each as well. Leonidas taking down 2 of these defenders, and that's going to be significant, but the only girl will bring back Kyle Gunner, will help keep them strong on the point. That turret for Third Eye Funk Boy going to work, taking on Spartan Wells, and I believe one more as Tectonio tries to answer back on Third Eye Funk Boy. Not a lot of advantage though for the attackers. I think they've got a few on point, plus the Valkyrie actually. The economy trying to keep the rest of his team alive, but as the final members of the defense fall, Kyle Gunner once again trying to stall as long as possible, just continue this delay of the rest of his team members coming back. Hyper Toad on Lucio and Third Eye coming back in as well, though they'll start to fall. Hyper Toad, the only one left. The stall will maybe run out. As I said, that Civ comes back in, but a well-timed Death Blossom from Tectonio wipes him. They'll take the second point in overtime on Hanamura and look to defend and take round 4.
sides.
A spectacular push for TBD. Again, the stall from Kyle Gunner especially, but the rest of Brick Squad just not enough to hold off that attack. And I think once they figured out that top right side was going to be just the way to go, did that a few times and were able to get a little bit of percentage each time, finally taking that final fight. In overtime though, so if Brick Squad wants to come back in this game, they'll have to take that second point with a little bit of time to force that final fight, or we could be headed to a draw. So important here to see if TBD can defend this first point, or if Brick Squad's got it in their attack to take this over.
My healing spell is upon
Attack
you.
commences in 30 seconds.
Again, 2CP is so difficult because of that really singular choke point in the first section,
On you.
and just not a lot of room to maneuver. But we'll see how they switch up their comp to accommodate Third Eye Funk Boy, switching off Zarya to go Reinhardt, I believe for the first time tonight. Only Girl again on Mercy. Kyle Gunner going Diva Hyper Toad on Lucio, Civ, and E10 rounding out the DPS on now Tracer and Pharah. For the defense, the economy on Junkrat, Dirty Jockey going Soldier, Tectonia, Roadhog, Leonidas on Reinhardt, Cheeky going Symmetra, Spartan Wells on Mercy. Just looking to get those that teleporter up very quickly. On Bonnet, they were able to earn it very early on into the fight and ended up being incredibly effective for that defense. Well, as effective as it could have been before they finally did fall, but able to earn that quickly enough. Made it definitely stall out a lot longer, so they'll be looking to be a little more responsible where they place it to keep it up and alive and keep their team on the point. Good defense so far from TBD, not really allowing too much through just yet. Sifuki actually taking down Dirty Jockey could and cause this initiation. Now the entire TBD team falling almost simultaneously there. The attack comes in very aggressively, a couple tanks on the point, and Civ just darting in and out, trying to get the kills where he can. Tectonia, I believe, on this Roadhog, trying to stay alive as long as possible, using that healing, but just getting overrun to some extent. It finally gets booped there by Hypertech Killer. Civ taking down Leonidas with a Pulse Bomb, and just about exactly as quickly as TBD was able to take that first point, Brick Squad coming in and doing the exact same. So we'll see if they carry that momentum forward going into the second checkpoint, or the second point rather. And the defense reeling a little bit on their heels, looking to build ults quickly to stave off this first attack. Leonidas will have a Earth Shatter in about 5% or so. The economy, who, like I can't be said enough, has been able to find opportunities to slide in those rip tires to advantageous positions, is about 10% away as well. So we'll see how this fight breaks out. Hypertoad Kill will be able to defend against that with the sound barrier, and the Only Girl with her Valkyrie there shortly. Third Eye Funk Boy close to a shatter as well. So the attack looks like they're in a good position to take this, but as I say that, the economy and Dirty Jockey combining well to take out Third Eye and Kyle Gunner. Both tanks down for the attack. Now E10 taking a shot to the face, Dirty Jockey casually reloading and just taking him out of the sky. That's 3 down for the attack. Now 4 as Hypertoad falls, and they'll have to regroup and retry. TBD able to do exactly what they wanted to there. A few alls, Tectonia about 10% away from his, and they'll have 5 to work with as Cheeky switches to Ana. Now for the attackers though, they'll have 5 coming in here as well. E10 10% away, and the Only Girl just picked up a Valkyrie, so even footing for both sides. We'll see who's more responsible about those. I think we saw Brick Squad kind of use all their alts early on, or at least simultaneously, and it made it difficult for them to use them later on. So, or rather impossible because they didn't have them. A good charge coming in from Leonidas will hit Third Eye Funk Boy, but the Valkyrie's coming out for either side now. Civ takes down Leonidas, now getting res. A good Valkyrie opportunity there. Dirty Jock using the tactical advisor to take down the Only Girl, and not having her in the fight will make it really difficult for the attack to maintain some momentum. Hypertoad Killer purple, but the only heal on the point as well as E10 falls. So once again, this attack not really working out for Brick Squad, probably as well as they'd like it to, as Third Eye falls. Hypertoad does as well. These tanks for TBD just a little bit too much for the attack from Brick Squad to cope with just now, or just yet, and they'll have to rethink the way they come into point. They use probably more ults there than they would have liked. They still have the Shatter and E10's Rocket Barrage that could combine well, but Kyle Gunner taking some damage early, getting pulled there from Tectonio, feeding a little bit, but again, the defense right now has 3 ults to work with. They got the Riptire, Whole Hog, and Earth Shatter, plus the Nano here from Cheeky, probably as soon as this fight breaks out. So still in a good position, a lot of time for the attack though. Brick Squad, no need again to rush this. We saw TBD obviously take this in overtime, so that's definitely a possibility. Sitting up and defending this top left defensive side, waiting for the attack to come in from Brick Squad. Unfortunately, Third Eye Funkboy coming in by himself, getting taken down immediately, and now immediately a 5v6. That'll be difficult, especially with the long respawn. They'll have to wait and reset. They won't be able to engage without their tank, especially. And yeah, obviously not what you want to see. Now Hyper Toad Killer falling as well. And the stagger is kind of on for Brick Squad. It's a little surprising to see from them. Usually pretty grouped up in their fights, but it looks like they'll have to wait a little bit longer now to come back in and attack, and just wasting a little bit of time. But maybe trying to get a little bit of poke damage. Civ is already switched to Genji and now 81% away, just trying to get the shurikens in through windows and getting a little bit of damage here and there. But again, the 4 ults just sitting there for Comfy and looking to get a good opportunity to use those. TBD trying to grab Third Eye Funkboy and almost got away with it, taking him out of the fight early on like he did before, using a good opportunity to find that Whole Hog and a little bit of damage, but pushing back the attack as they come in, not able to take down the shield. But still a lot of damage coming in and preventing the attack from coming to that top second for just a second, but then able to follow up and grab E10 in the face with that shotgun. And yeah, again, just a early pick for them, helps with his defense. They still have ults to work with. Dirty Jockey will have a 4th here, and they're just really staying pretty well replenished on these ults, not using too many per fight. Leonidas trying to come in, just barely misses the strike there onto Third Eye Funkboy, but then picks him up with a hammer instead. 2 down immediately, and forcing the Valkyrie to come out from the only goal to res the 2 that just fell. And yeah, as the fight breaks out, Dirty Jockey falling, Spartan Wells as well. Civ finally coming in with Genji, able to get a little bit of progress. He already did use that Dragon Blade to pretty good effect. Dirty Jockey picking up the only girl with the tactical visor, and it looks like maybe, I think the defense is still holding well. Another good pin for Leonidas, but then blown away rather by the self-destruct, I think that may have been it. But Civ just doing work in the kill feed, taking down anything basically that's moving. They're really starting to gain some percentage now, sitting up with, yeah, it looks like they will be able to get almost a 3rd point. They're just incredibly close to this. And again, the defense, like we saw previously, just looking to stall as long as possible. Sound barrier coming in from Hyper Toad Killer, making it difficult. Leonidas trying to stay on the point as long as possible. Tectonio with the with the Whole Hog, trying to just push people off the point. Not really effective, but res there to try and keep him strong. Just Brick Squad though, relentless in their attack. Getting good shatter on Leonidas there was there. That Funkboy will be able to take him down, and Kyle Gunner and E10 again combining in the feed to get a little bit more percentage, waiting for the rest of these defenders to finally vacate the points so they can continue earning this percentage. The self-destruct there probably will clear everybody out, and yeah, they'll cap that. This another 2 points for them. They've got a minute 28 on the clock and an opportunity to wrap up this game right here, taking a first checkpoint. So Brick Squad now with the opportunity here to take the first tick with a minute 28 and win the game. TBD looking to defend for their lives. Basically, all they can do is play for the draw. They prevent that first tick, they'll grab the draw. We'll go to a 5th round. Do it all over again. The 5th round will be a control point, by the way. In the event we do need to play it. And so, presumably, it would be Brick Squad obviously losing this game. So if we do need that 5th, we'll see what Brick Squad decides. Really good defense from TBD. Finally, just able to break through. Brick Squad figured out their stagger issue and pushed well, used ults effectively, and were able to hold off the stall. The attack for Brick Squad shaping up the only girl on Mercy, Third Eye Funkboy on Reinhardt, Kyle Gunner again going Diva, Hyper Toad, Zenyatta, Civ going Tracer, and E10 on Soldier. Very standard 2-2-2 for this attack. The defense, the economy, looking to, again, just stall game on May. Dirty Jockey on Soldier, Tectonio going Orisa, Leonidas, Reinhardt. Cheeky on Torb, whose turret goes down there pretty immediately. and Spartan Wells on Mercy, using a fantastic wall there immediately to take Third Eye Funkboy and separate him from the rest of the team. They were able to capitalize, though, as he joined there by Kyle Gunner, and no one really went into follow up with it. But good wall off there, just not able to get the damage in that they really wanted. Defending directly on point, hoping to prevent them from getting really any kind of progress whatsoever. Just sitting here and we're going to keep this defense strong. Cheeky going down, another res coming in, so they won't be able to res Leonidas, who just took a Helix Rocket, and Tectonian and Cheeky both falling. Third Eye Funkboy, the only one to fall for the attack so far, resed immediately there from the only girl, Civ, grabbing a headshot on Dirty Jockey, and I think that may do it for Brick Squad as the progress meter ticks up. Brick Squad wins this game, going to the OWXL Finals.
Play of the game. Triple kill. Epic.
I'm not in it for the glory.
Congratulations to Brick Squad for taking this game, going to the finals against the winner of the Beast by Lucio Valkyrie game, taking this one 3-1 over TBD, answering back TBD in the third game there. Route 66 made it incredibly interesting and just tried to force that fifth match. Hanamura, again, attacking well, getting the 2 points they needed, but they're not able to hold off the relentless attack from Brick Squad. Just a fantastic game. Glad to cast it for you guys. Again, you can check out any of the league games that we're able to stream over on the Twitch channel or on the YouTube channel. We just uploaded them there. And obviously go back and check out the 1v1 semifinals and finals. A lot of good stuff over there for you as well. We're looking forward to the rest of the finals, the championship here coming in the next week or so. The Season 3 will be on its way again. Get in the Discord for details on that. We'll have that for you shortly. There will be a draft again, so if you don't have a team, look for the free agent application on the website, OWXLeague.com, and get signed up so we can find you a spot on that draft and get you into a team for the next season. If you interested in the league, want to get into the community, we've got weekly scrimmages on Mondays as well. You can contact the only girl who actually was in this game for through the Discord for all that information. She'll be able to get you connected that way. Again, huge thanks to Casual Gamer for sponsoring us again this season. Really custom designs and just cool stuff over there, guys. Honestly, go check it out. I know I keep saying it, but again, there's just designs you can't find anywhere else. Again, not just for Overwatch, for other games as well. So definitely do that if you can. But I think that will do it for us here for the Overwatch X League and both these teams, Brick Squad and TBD. I'm Sultan Pepper, and we'll see you next time.